Torchlight Jumedi Ewo Mix 100.9. The Torchlight Jumedi Ewo Mix 100.9. What's yet the Torchlight Jumedi Ewo Mix 100.9. Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN etnas ewo the Torchlight Jumedi Ewo Mix 100.9. Now when him say ebuna denumre ya wa denumre 7:30 biano radio so ayede political show adisuawo political show emudo Mark Jerry and the Torchlight ayase epon ene mpontre. The Torchlight Jumedi Ewo Mix 100.9. Sema Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN etnas ewo the Torchlight Jumedi Ewo Mix 100.9. Now when him say ebuna denumre ya wa denumre 7:30 biano radio so ayede political show adisuawo political show emudo Mark Jerry and the Torchlight ayase epon ene mpontre. The Torchlight Jumedi Ewo Mix 100.9. Yes, ɛwɔ NITS 100.9. Sema Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN etnasi ewo the torchlight dwumadi ewo NITS 100.9 na wonim say ebuna den mre yawo den mre 7:30 pm radio so ayede political show political show emutu Mark Jerry and the torchlight ayese ekon ene mpontre Torchlight Jumedi and NITS 100.9.
And then you may Ghana for Yamamunina Akwaba Edeba NITS 100.9. Monso amoche wo Abel Fontaine Mano so mutie yen wo other platforms so mo amowo amanone amusu mutie yen de kan say ye mo akwa be de ba torchlight dwumadi so we NITS 100.9 so ebrada ene yawada ene de dwumadi ye de brew ye tena sesei na enya agudie ye tena sesei na ya manyo semene ye ensema ye de chechiro man no ye yo man no eno ho nkomo na ye de gu apono so ye ba behwe eye sedia ensema ko sesei ye kasai Wosha a year date na ena 22nd January the year 2026. Aka nana makomako enkonon 9 days na New Patriotic Party for ekwa kotoaba. 9 days na New Patriotic Party wamo kotoaba. Ene ye ya mene ukasei eyade a MPP empenyufo nyina na MPP empenyufo nyina former president say omo MPP mu nyina no o ma benda da confirm me ho no fire so went ma ma o ma benda da confirm me ho banana do da gwagufu ado na oboho former ministers former chief of staff just MPP mpanyufo executives wo mu kokoshia wa Lisa Hotel wo mu kokko sign eye peace pact ti o mu sign ye me pa cho eyade ansunsu aso ben significant impact ben in a bit media bre New Patriotic Party ebra wo mo ya hunsesie na o makwa akoto aba nyame ya adoma 31st na o mo dia yi frankatuni enkomo no eda ya poro so IGP eko ho IGP owura Christian Tete Yohuno na oden samutu dwa o se MPP fuoi munhwe ni yie na mama macho men fo bi amba mbegina police station wanya na beti ketiketi nebo pampe adaya obaba beginem police station obi security details IGP say oya macho man ukopie police station bi a won be chew aso obi ansoma say kodi dade o ya ye ni dade ya me baby amanfo ka say na nje say je say obi e macho man kra o timi ko police station na na mo adwe say enkwada ho obi ka say me koto aba obi tuma koto aba eti wo so wadi dade na wa hye o no ma na macho man a wo to aba wi a no pa oba bi afa we as simple as that na say na nui na me ko eye kumase na me fa akofo odua kwan so me ka ekuta me ye DV emranto wa bi nso kuta DV bi nso di machi wo hwe se de o ma yo mutiri ho enom ne ade o muteka anim ne se de o mo bonyom na wo mo abiebie no magumu a de wo me ne se yedu police barrier wo mo hwe me a me low a me glass down na police no wo mo hwe me so yes sir no mo salute me no mo so I can proceed eti mranto anu so duru wan no chi won no do gina no so message chika ne mo eti masa o men ka so obi a macho man do jim ko police station hwe IGP say we are macho man a obetu akoto aba NPP for na mu no kra me am mo no show so me ne yamwa yamwa kasai yamwa say woma beti ketiketi you know womo kra no mo obi accreditation say koye police station agent eno kra na secretary na account secretary to the committee the presidential election committee of the New Patriotic Party it womo ye nhihye no so de ase womo ye bibia de agu na kwa mu kama na yehu se abatwo no ebeko yie IGP de post for 70 eduoson every you kind of saying voting center every voting center be over 300 voting centers one would post for 70 and one would mbeko one would say mo be and find the security detail be emma say mako training ni pebi say yes say obi enkwata baby because wabo yes waba pe baby jina itemene wo na me fo say medi nade a me wo ko yanka me mabo na me video my pampin a despite media soma me say me nko police station wa me nko ana baby e beto aba me nko say simple because your template mo kasa mo nyama dwen say ye nkwada na egu Ghana politics ye num nyina na ye nim de etimi si template e wo ho eti yesi gina baby an okopa baby agina where simple as that ye chewa ye say member be pacho eti anan komo bebre ekoso ewo eye New Patriotic Party ebra no mo sign eye the Peace Pact eti anan ye bo New Patriotic Party nkomo yi sa wo Sweden na wutie me now ye Ghana ni belonging to the New Patriotic Party a enan nwumrei mo chairman in fact or wadi chairman actually ye so we share about 30 countries MPP womo operate wo external branches na chairman wa chere so ye pa obi aba beto no na Scandinavian countries ni nyina no ono na oye the overall chairman udo Sweden na ono no oye chairman of the New Patriotic Party Richard Otiaboaje ene ofia ye ne be bon komodi afa ne party ho yeti a wafiri amanoni aba bedru nyame yadoma nankoro aka na ono kra ne support no so de ma hwan be bancho enanwubre ye be bonkomo badansa na no mame kwa ma no so na mene eye nana owusu apia yi oyamanyoni de nanso ebe security matters onfani agro because a retired police officer ebe security matters onfani agro ye ka kra ne party New Patriotic Party ene ye nhyehyɛ sɛ wɔn beto abai eti na no wusu apia ɛwɔ ahoma no so na ɛyɛ Security Intelligence Analysis Center ɔno ɛna ɔyɛ kwankyerɛfo pani a ɔda no yɛne no eni nkɔmɔtel ɛfa arrangements ne party ayɛ ɛfa bambo mu nsɛm ho na no wusu apia yɛmo adwo
Majari Megase Mejosu na me tifu nyina nso ajo na nwumre.
Etiefo ejo so pa na empom te sen.
Anyame adom me ho ye papa. Afisha paso mejidi se ho ye.
Oh nyakopa adom bako se mante won kan ba bia ba ma fa ne sa.
Anyame ho ye.
Okay. Ena ye di nkoma na ye hwe bambo mu nsem. New Patriotic Party security arrangements Woma ye ahead of a year primaries because of 31st. So far, what your analysis na eto saying?
Majari Midasi na sanya ukano no a New Patriotic Party amanyoku and she say ya omotigu akwan mu se onyame yasomo meme da bai na watch sanya ukan na kan me fu amakoma enkono 9 days na she ya kwan so no party no koyi ne sese ujina party no anai mutu franka na afi apim ene bio no watch that is 2028 ɔman Ghana yɛkɔgyina sɛ yɛkɔto aba na MPP foɔ nso ɛwɔ Nyamutini nti megye di sɛ nhyehyɛeɛ kwan soɔ no deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ wɔn yɛ ara ne sɛ yɛde banbɔ nhyehyɛeɛ ɛbɛtu anammɔn sɛ bɛyɛ a biribiara bɛtumi akɔ waano na election committee no ne nhyehyɛeɛ a wɔde agu kwan mu no baako a ɛdi mu akoto ne paa ne sɛ wɔn ne polisifoɔ anya nsawɔtoɔ sɛ bɛyɛ a party no ehunu sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ wɔde dwumadie no nyinaa hyɛ polisifoɔ nsa na sɛ bɛyɛ na sɛ bio obi nkɔhyɛ kokoa nkɔbɔ pɔ bi mfa mpabɔnfoɔ bi mma asɔeɛ hɔ baabi a yɛreto aba yi wohwɛ a nyame adom a nnipa bɛkɔ akɔtɔ aba no yɛ bɛyɛ 240 bi to 250,000
yeah.
na yɛwɔ polling centers no 276 plus 1 a ɛyɛ the party headquarters
333 polling voting centers.
And in the Yamia Domoa, or Mokoto Abano, I think that is it 276 or 300 and something.
333.
Okay.
Yeah.
That and say, Nanyamia Domoa, I mean that we I been in now watch here. And now we are before. So we are delegate. Now to abandon Kwa, dear. Obekose okwa to aba enti se mu no na ahwa kodua se ye bema a party man aspirant nyina the needed assurance se party no pese bibia kokoti na ebreso na se ye to aba wie kata sumasi na party man to aba man se only party no animu a obia kodina baabi Uncle Trinda, Uncle Chimanson, Uncle Caste, Mammy dear, Michelle de course, you know, as a name of the Uncle Yenti, men tiate, and our men pencil, and Nuntino, Ebia, Basabasaya course who are honey handy, Mrs. Say a room at the Ama as soon as he be. And she is a bayana sadi and a man. There's a pussy for so, Ebobo and Hoba. Ẹnu ti nẹ dwumadie so nko a ẹkọọ so sẹ wọn de ọmọ nsa bẹhyẹ asomdwie krataa ase a yɛfrɛ no peace park no na party no hyɛ mu no ɔmo so nsa frɛ IGP sɛ ɔmmra ne nyinaa no sɛ bɛyɛ na banbɔ hyɛ no bɛwie pɛ yɛ nti IGP nso ɛbɛhyɛ bɔ akasa sɛ ɔno nso ɛne n'adwuma a yɛfo ku ɛka ne ho police management board no ayɛ nhyɛ sɛ police center bia at least nipa bɛɛ aduɔson deɛ polisifoɔ bɛyɛ aduɔson ɛna ɔmo de ɔmo bɛkɔ nti ne nyinaa no yɛ on the back of allegations akɔ so ɛne suspicions counter suspicions ebi si ɔde so matofoɔ bɛba hɔ ebi mo nso so ɛsɛ o yɛapeke intelligence sɛ nkurɔfoɔ bi bɛkɔ so commotion ɛyɛ nneɛma bebree na amanyɔsɛm ne abatoɔ nso deɛ in terms of security no you do not underestimate any intelligence you get nti me feel sɛ ne kwan so a sɛ polisifoɔ bɛyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ sɛ ɔmo bɛtumi asi basabasa yi biara ano kwan ɛnti sɛ IGP kasa na kyerɛ sɛ mema mu deɛ yɛ me ahohoahoa yɛ m'ani gye yɛ m'ani sɔ sɛ yɛbɛma kwan na polisifoɔ ayɛ adwuma no abɔ ban ɛwɔ baabi a abatoɔ no bɛkɔ soɔ no nyinaa wɔ Ghana fanan baabiara na berɛ so ne yɛto aba ka sɛ nnipa a yɛkɔto aba maa no yi ɔno ɛna partyfoɔ ayi no na kyerɛ sɛ basabasa ne pɛnkyɛpɛnkyɛ bi anyɛ dɛ bɛyɛ ankɔ so ɛna obi akɔnya menasepɔ biara nti I can say that so far so good ɛyɛ sɛ yɛnyɛ gyidi opolisifoɔ mu na yɛde dwuma no ahyɛ wɔn mo nsa ɛyɛ party dwumadie obi kɔto no aba wie na ɔsɛ obɛgyina hɔ ahwɛ bi a From so be any home. Name a mujina ho should be no so. Ubo trimu pose, ubeye, when the first same beer, and no dear nature, a pussy for us to say, oh my own yet, and near my beyond so and same frau. And the majority immediately is a party no, and in dear pants so near this Medina shed, pussy for Ansano. Aspirant me now so, as I saw supported. Na delegate na koto ma ba abra ihuni slow ebia so anyone see met makase ayade a eye na so ani na esese pene so e ma ne ye adwuma sa pepepe.
All right, many a secretary to the committee William Yamoa Edin Komo Enra ewo me morning show so na no na me bisa ne say no that was a enene answer and I'm needing some common no. And I be bisa say accreditation no de bema polling agents no models ben no mu use kwan ben so no be fa so but okay o kire mu kire say one match the candidates in the crowd say aya no munim obetwe bia na party wo internal security fo bia na candidate kra na bia na obi e won internal security details bia obe use o se safo ni nyina ma ya we nipa no mo de ne ba mo access no mu so e bia we na beti ketiket wo ye macho man men kan sane nyina ntia so e macho man enya de a wo mo be grante accreditation to such people say wo mo betimi akọ polling centers say your polling station agent and as observer ne kan no because e bi kasa na o person just obi e macho man ntia no ntimi konkọ polling agent e bia nipa ogini di no nkomo no so ai bibia wo ho say na ete de ma.
Well, I think the party na di nkomo bebre na yentia me for so on say so be a candidate now cost center for officially no ebia is a known person with maybe a face of bodyguard back and party no shame no say the man kwan say staff from you obetumi di o ma ti akọ ni mo me bro so star ye man kwan yes and say party no ama accreditation ama private security bia enu nti no we are private security ni ana we are put man na say we any security for any of the candidates who need you make the ho and this we need you make the ho no and we are delegate now for so bia na say what you when ana we you yes nti me did is the party name per se penchen bia be ba ho nti and almost say, yeah, market station being probably at the ama, private security maybe. Now, we are going to be a friend. Now, our fans of phobia, and we be a woman coma, but then I'm going to security. Said we are here on challenge police. Now, confirm some at the ama. See, me did is the party in home quite chilly, and son of modest as to Piano, every year. And you know, what is what SMU, but the echo about police station back with one constituency BM, that's a police for 7 there. I think it should be enough to give assurance to all the aspirants and say, police for no be a human so and see, and who in here, say, overcast it, would then come here to Yama or security for now, much women will be a quenya, no more cop, police center. Na the basa ibi ko ban so aye the support no e be sambo police for say o man yo mo tima ye nti me gidi ye say the party no aka no ye na ji tubu ni e pene so a at the end of the day no the be to abana mana kan awie peye na obia dwi mo be ne fine san say the company so be say what my go about majali already no allegation e ko so be brave. Oh, a bit of the 50 men, but Timothy will be so that a big tension. And to avoid and prevent all of these things, and the party is no accreditation for any private bodyguard and national security. So I think it is perfect, and we need to allow that to work to the benefit of all the aspirants. Because the account of private security for I'm sure your police center on a hobby, but no be a the me and son, neither Bawa. I just am here. The baby, you know, the acquisition of a bear or how any man. And see, we did it to avoid every chaos, you know.
Yeah.
So na party no share na nya adwuma sam.
Okay. Na major we na me bisa say there is a pending petition. Eno no party ba edekoma committee. Committee no refer petition to the CID headquarters. So wo munye twhwemu emfa ho se bia nipa bi bo wo madwomo po se wo mo ebewi abatom. Alex Kwaku tete and this petition ko aya pending. Say you 9 days Ghana for nyina twa anim say MPP for kwakoto aba. And na the course we be another nipa bi expect say be what has been the updates. And no sir ekwa no so eba ya na nka ebeboa na yenkipu ne sa said ye no.
But I think the police has the mandate and they will advise the party accordingly. And see the committee no so okay, it is chaired by a renowned lawyer and a very experienced politician. And immediately after the election committee na nkasano, how many police people be komo na party so any be komo na the necessary advice via no police for the beba in the interest of peace to ensure that particular about to bit na koso no. Police for be advice na party ni so emranim for wo mu so ene wo mo can be wo mu council of elders so omu nyina no e be hwe sani ese wo mo etu anamon no e fa. I believe the party will give it a very serious thought and they will consider and consult widely before they will demand or they will want any further action in that respect. In sani ete bia no the nei ni say one step back be crab for you know it's say jam a police for no to anamonti.
Okay.
Me did say at the end of the day no the police for back and in the betterment of the party nyina ye wo no and no na ye nyina no ye ni
all right. Nano wo so apia enanwumre yeda say when you din komo. Yakopon kan ho pa. Yene nana owusu apia oyamanyoni ba security hu sensem so a wa bin ye retired police officer ono no ye executive director de ma Center for Security Intelligence and Analysis Center for Security Intelligence and Analysis ono ne no edin commander numere with 100.9 so Juma de friend the Torchlight midin the Mark Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN. I said that medi kan bo amane no ena ekomodie no efa MPP ho because 9 days na MPP for ekwa akoto womaba. Richard Oti Abuaje oye MPP Sweden branch chairman na oko Scandinavian countries na ana kokos na ono ena oye overall chairman ewo ho. Richard Oti Abuaje Rich yama kwaba be microphone mine.
Mark, me wakwaba.
Yeah. Ne say
nyame adom pa.
Sweden to say.
Oh, nyame adom. Obi man so abrabo de. We say antisefie.
Antisefie.
But ngakanga.
As a chairman to say oh.
Oh, nyame adom.
Momo Ghana fo amo ho. How's it like?
I say Scandinavia non to say other countries. No?
Yeah.
You call watch kakra. But no there. Things like Ghanaian community is growing.
Oh, okay.
You call Hona then say Obeshia Ghana new but I mean the Ghanaian is very dominant. Baby, we share Ghana ni. My house no say I been fie kakra.
Oh, okay.
You know. Hoya ni sa.
All right. Na mo ho so na just amanyo se no mo fe ni agro.
You go so kakra say penifo say etire nyanche ya unya achehye ade a wogidi wo mu de na wogidi wo me fa ho ne ba bia wo sabu we chechire ni na se okopi obi man so a ade chera na otoa so enti saa na akoye amanyosem ne ho adwuma ye no sabi efra wo mu jama na afra fa ho ne ba bia wogina trotro etwa mu ukofa MPP ni NDC asemba obi be soso obi nsoso obi o wa owura ne dem na obe soso. Nti no ye no bi no ye deep party ni amanyo se machi ache kakra ndi am fa won ba bi ekopie ye aye Ghana ho komodie ne de wo hia onua no ma wotimi ne wo di ndi no adwuma na ye sha ase free Ghana na no ana ye to aso o
mo di boy tuma but kwan be so na mo fa so coordinating activities of the New Patriotic Party etre wo ma hiem within Kokosa wo ye chairman and Sweden na honso wo ye chairman de ma MPP
said ye di dwuma no wo external branches no ye sonko kakra to Ghana de no anze abruchira de yo no dru ba bi a ene Ghana de no so ye kakra
enso he de ga ya edem
na said ye Ghana so ehia no saa na yeso ehia wo hono na hono dwuma die no say some of the countries na bi hono na political groupings the branches ne kra no man ma ho kwai say mo ye political activities no yama into them ma registration no ho yama no ya na it die different but however no our MPP constitution mu no mra ma ho kwai say ba bia Ghana fo wo bia no a mutumi aboa mo ho ebro nipa wa ha bia no mutumi gina as external branches na wo party na bakwasemu a external branches na party no fapem titru emra party no opposition.
Okay.
Because
the man ban say fapem.
The man ban
is it support amode bro manas.
Exactly. Support not only in terms of sika. And logistics and but we heard a lot of the reforms, ideas, contributions I ba party no mu. Any dwuma dia e di no party no mu mre bia e opposition bia no a titru na free external branches. Now external branches formation no we party na abakwasemu a edi fapem wo mu pa if you say we party formation from 1947 I did the buy no I kofa nkroma buy no a enyema bi buy I will not here for that history yempanifo ni bebre no kodi amano ne enti no that was where ebi mu shas ye hia form the party back home am support the support party no enti the party no dwumadie no wa amano ne de it has been there right from history. And now, according to any Isaiah, I'm penning for be call ya, or the shots here from US, New UK with that formation. It is the history of the external branches with MPP, the history money there, in free money, Jumadia, ye dino from the time past up to now. No, it has always been very relevant and to continue to be very, very relevant for the existence of the party.
Na mowa manoni, mutichira na about to say baswa, proxy voting ya debi abua mumubi. And empanyfo year free ho this time around. Muso musen wo ho eyamode. Say mo eyamudo anyamudo wo mo year free ho. But your view?
Me that say. Proxy home komo a bit sensitive kakrama me. Because me nim say ote ya eye emra ho asem ba ye no. Sweden chairman. I was the only chairman I'm sorry TI. Minuano no petition on the buy. When I'm that counter petition.
Petition no buy
no and want some quay. The reason I say sensitive said your canon. A idea and kebuayen I wa abuchi.
Yeah.
Sabi abaya bet we mature ticket almost $2,000 and I'm the abagana eba bet to maba. Me demi fear and I say me or the comfort of Sweden and I'm to me to my bank kamepe. Nemo mempanim for say idea bia no a open ye no sometimes you need to sacrifice for it na ya di abatuo achi for a very long time no as ukọ wanim no na usua de etinyema a edi party ni nya enyema ewo ho no mo a ema ye beto aba be wie na wantwi wanjane motimi ni makame eba party ni mu ne de me free say edru mrebi na se eye se beboa wo se mmoa wo pedifo sigina ye se saade we in the interest of peace yenyin free hono mo a wo ye party ba outdoor party na wo so support enu nti na ekoba say the presidential election committee no tenase in their own wisdom ehwe party na bakwasem ba bia ye free ba dwumadi a ebi mu de proxy na di ene hu nsunsu anso a wo party ni mu no se na ba bia ye gina as a party no yentimi nsi ho kwai de a ene ye se beboa wo se mmoa wo se be ma ho ato wo se ma ho nto wo yenyin free hono no some of us we have to respect the presidential election committee because sabi said me kan e di jawane e di asoa e yo mu ne e di asoa mu se abaya ye kotue before, during and after the election, no. Omuhema prepare emra. Omuhema said the beya ibe 12 and we and come so beba. And for me, Jinaye be a party ni be see as long as a year in the interest of the party.
Yeah.
As long as it's a year in the interest of unity. As long as a year in the interest of peace, you know. Me free say any well-meaning patriot and I say obi a odon party na odon party ni sympathizer bia no. And what say obo empanifo achidom. Said the beya ibe 12 and be we and come ma ye no. Ye nyina ye nsabeka na nkunimdi a ye hwe ni 2028 no. Ye betumi agye ama party no. But no anya me there initially, but I fully supported the presidential election committee because omo and a mandate no ye di ama wo. And the reasons are omo ma ye ntia omo yi free hall. Me free say to asomu. And of course, because of Jinaya me see here some type presidential election committee into no. Jerry, minya a lot of information, a lot of intel. And what a plot wa amanfo e person mo de proxy ni di. And now Jumedia people so they did in the past. When you come into contact with the all in the words of Baumia, better and further particulars say you cannot help than to support a presidential election committee no. For me, I fully support them because omuni eja womu omuni e dia soa womu ye to abani wie na bibia ankoya ye momme sobo e omuni bebo omo sobo eto omo free sa abaya ye kotu sa ballot box ye de koto abani ye paint ni nyina bru kra na dia asundue beba. For me, I have to support them. Okay. And that is the reason why Jinayo omu see ye fa prozi hono. Even though kaminyaya kanya me now for phone me nuan mo muntimi ma ne nyina no e be nya sa akonya na de ato aba no. Minyaya nka be pe no. Me support we say o must say in the interest of asumdue, in the interest of peace dia. I want to support. Okay. For me, I support it fully. All right.
Ebusia yene eye MPP one more external branch chairman of Sweden, Richard Oti Abuaje, and yes, Scandinavian countries, Nana Kokos and so or no yeah the overall chairman. And then the cover how many countries near okay?
5 countries.
5 countries, okay.
Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Russia is the new entrant.
Yes. Yeah, what my bemo for fro. And because we can Russia and the crown, yeah, Masum we kakra. And a corner and also one two say Shesa Kokosuni nyina eso in the name of MPP. Eti mo be ma coordinate mo mutimi ba dodo.
You go so aye ba kakra. Kakra. Me ogidie say dodo na beba. Enye obia na betimi aba adwumasem ene sabi ebi wo ho na oba Ghana Christmas ne kranche na wasako nti ne obia na betimi aba. Me ogidie say dodo na betimi aba.
Aba be to aba no. Na mo monitor said ya normal so akoso. Candidates no one more engage him, one more ba ho, and be and they are for quantum points and almost fast one more edit in common. Send an echo.
Say if you baby never baby. Almost all the candidates now, no, they contested in the last election. And the last election we had a very fruitful engagement with them.
Okay.
And I want to believe that their messages still stands. Still stands. To be honest with you, this time around, me who any aspirant be now while reaching out to external branches. I mean in unison.
Okay.
First, no
friend,
but there has been private engagements.
Okay.
Maybe by their strategy, free say be our first, no friend you know common. Be our and we care this time, I can count almost all of them privately are contacting me. I mean, animals now, or money me cash someone, be so and then didn't come outside your constituency and no didn't come on. But this time, say group conference, need who be. But that engagement has been there and it's still there. Just that the way now a fast so in the previous election, and I mean who no.
Okay.
This time around.
Now, about external branches and I, him for the two about.
External branches dynamics a bit tricky. On the MPP constitution, you know, the structures of external branches a bit silent kakra.
Okay.
And this particular election, I expose you a lot of things within the the
Constitution, no.
external branches on.
Oh.
For instance, if you look at article constitute and as a kasafa
external branches no.
Now on my even the number of executives are itimi.
Oh.
So go constituency regional specify you know last reformer party constitution amendment no and say all former executives and present executives here is the case in the constitution no now for external branches now in be ni hono mo sa and where branches be hono mo a even public relation officers as officers
okay
it no constitution say all external branch officers na to meto aba obeto be anasa want to be your IT officers because of adwuma ye eti eno ho asem kobai ema ye twen na that rekakra but like I said no that election we are ye kobu no election na to some of us no it's a make for the MPP it's a make for the MPP they say so dwuma de any ko year for this election na eno the bet MPP ne dache enti no a lot of things are being sacrificed to say proxy no the presidential election committee know in their own wisdom as atna say sadia the structure and what constituency level no the external branches should use it our external branches are what chapters it you do dey na quiet senka regional constituency show mas
no
enti eno so ho nkomodie no koso ama anya bi mu de but like I said a lot of things are being sacrificed now in the interest of peace eti yagitumu. So right now you're conforming to the structures of the constituency. You know all the executives are hold those positions in the past. Currently so some hold those positions no exist in the constituency levels no. No external branches no so depending on the number of former executives are one.
Oh one no.
The current 16
crop of executives are more.
Not say actually
do no.
We have branches in to say US,
any
UK no. Omono buy a channel. Omono buy more of
former executives. Yeah.
Omono do no does. It varies. So Sweden say you could have about 30 delegates, and roughly many of the European countries no, you could have roughly around the same delegates level. People in the UK and US number not also because of the longevity in their existence. Because of match now match. Into more for my executives.
Oh, okay. Now, about to no baso. You say branch way one more support two way. Way and there cause say more external branch. MPP why na mo pese ondi nanim from your point 2028. Sweden ne we ma din komo bi asiana
enkomo de bi akoso
sir
because about we no said me kan no near obepie a free party as the flag bearer no and on a bet party no gina bia in the 2028 election
sir adena kan sir
oh say Ghana for koto aba say binipa e wo mu say dodo na to aba on the party lines but e bi so hwe nipa na ogina no your qualities and as nyem o mu hu nipa ni mu
dey to aba
and at the same time I mean bit to say the current sitting president Ramani NDC krona no they call in the last election but one win NDC krona no they call this time and no win here so it tells you that at some point Ghana folk goes back and reflect and look at the person. And again, baby a party ni jinano. If you look at over 2 million votes, party ni lose compared to the previous election with a difference of almost 1.7. You lose to the winning candidate, which is Mahama in the last election. It tells you that the dynamics of the Ghanaian voters is changing.
Yeah, voter party and assessor
completely.
And now maybe we did agree was
yeah. At this point, I think that whoever party delegates number one is very important. It's very important. It's your home commodity at every level. You call branch meeting. You call ankran meeting. Now you share the edin koma.
Let us move to so obey a party the name.
Oh, of course. Of course, say nipa ekono. Omu nyina fata. In my wisdom, omu nyina fata. But sabi ensaten awo hokra no ebie ni nyina anyepe. And for me, leaders emerge with time. Leaders omu emerge with time. And found say ene you might be the right person to lead this institution, but it's not enyewa.
Yeah.
Eti emre when it comes to leadership selection, emre ya ade ehu hia pa. Because emre bia ni de hia. If you look at all over the world, I remember Sweden. There was some point. One of the political parties within the party structure, no, omu say all the people omu ni nyina anyu obi obebo omu akolidi atimi awe power. They went outside the party. Called the workers union. So being free because at that time that man was popular, not a politician. Mobility party no. Mo power. It will leadership selection no. Emre ya ade ehu hia. Enti emre na party ni wo mu no. And I say jinabia party ni jinamu no. It's very important when we are discussing nipakura e was a leading party now at this point. Enti ehun komodie de it has been the center stage of every discourse at every level our branch move at every level our external conversation.
It's a year came Mamika Metio for Sir Richard Otiabuaje, ye MPP Sweden branch chairman, and yes, Scandinavian countries, you know, or no, yet caucus chairman, or no, yet no aiding commono. Into more from a year, the 5 countries, sir, one more fall under your leadership. Mojian will say, why not say, oh, baby, the party in them?
That conclusion is not drawn yet, but individually has their preference.
Oh, sir.
And for me, if you ask me as a person, I believe that Amamu, the reason why we call it nation building, excessive CBB, the BR made to say Usi die. A die see nya de amazing even to year. At every point, we hear ubi for ube mesi bebum, carpenter bebum, steel bender bebum. At every point is nipakura we hear no. And no me head party no emu any said the nye ko any me ba ye me tie form for any said the nkomodie ne ko Ghana no. Personally, I believe that the right man to lead this party to victory in 2028 is Honorable Ken.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know who no.
Enyewa Bebre. I have been around for a long time, and I have had an interaction with almost all the 5 aspirants in the past. Me know mu beard in common pen on personal level, on group meetings and other things. Said ya me kan ye no. Amamu te said dan ya wo sie. Emre bia ne die wo hia. It is not for fun. And America for tena Donald Trump ano mapamo no. Omo sa akofa ne baaye. It is not for fun. And America in their history sometimes omutimi eyi leader oba entokwa no be ko because omunim say America say we are so for be suro omu no eno so ka omu nation building ho. Now when people pempen so ayakwa kuduru no. This a young can of crunch re ho. O tena trotro mu baby abetena bia MPP nya kono said the first net ye no. So you don't need your typical or your traditional leader. Say first no a nipa be kase we MPP ninti no ono ana meto abama no. You need a candidate that cut across the MPP to the floating voter to the ordinary people. And Mamika Samchel, Honorable Ken, in his campaign, now he's one of the luckiest political aspirants because Ghana force young fanemra, MPP 4 and Twabamano. I thought it was just a political campaign. Group B Meji was Sweden. I'm say Ken supporters. Obi oya Ken supporters, I saw MPP ni.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, oh, as part of my mobilization drive, let me go and engage this group. Na me tru omu nyina me ka branch na. Na branch the number enkosoro. Na me call ye no. And some are a pie wo ho no. Many of the people that there no omu nya MPP for.
Sir, Womo support so Ken na no mo
just
pen
that they are Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians who just think that emra ye woman no any baby a Ghana drew no the indiscipline level and the corruption level and the center stage of the next campaign being unemployment no the candidate almost free so between ya Ghana was scam. So for them it was not about MPP business. And I said, wow. America can be in Ghana. Uno bia na bama bu oye MPP ni a ene. O friend so me MPP djuma na wo twetwe ne ho kasa. No be kan twatoa ne se ono abo kan ba de ya. E bia me ba. Ono abo kan ba de ya mesaba. Etino when we listen to the grounds what is happening e wo form ho no. And you look at the pattern of the last election na you call mu.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with maybe Baumia as a person, but Enyema is surrounding no. If you look at the pattern, and it's said Enyema Koya, this is an election I Koya candidate I presenting in 7 regions. Even though it's established that apathy was there, Nipa be Brian Kotwaba. But Nipa Kotwaba no, we ask ourselves what was the voting pattern? In 7 regions, so almost every constituency within those 7 regions, the presidential aspirant performed better than the candidate. Again, I catch it. So a party bar, even in his own backyard, was central. The parliamentary candidate, over 13,000 votes. So it tells you that there was something surrounding the flag bearer that needs to be discussed, that needs to be really looked at. For us, like I always say, NDC, MPP, we had a question to answer. And I think other communicators have even reiterated that. We had a question to answer. For a very long time, I was on the campaign trail.
I answer to Cabro for Nahan yesterday.
And Miratinti Bebrino, Oko for moi, one of Asamba Kwan and Nipa Bebre attacker, say MPP. And I can for party Omeru Suba Omia yam fanen ko enti no that some no ya someone na was say MPP year no enti last election ye to abama Dr. Baumia His Excellency lead the party no for me ye yi sa question na no na ye yi anu wie no now I ask myself say ensunsuan so be na de baaye ensunsuan so de baaye no is there for all of us to see ye nyina ye heard the fast I appeared the last election in Mumbai. Now me share and penifua ejina now, including His Excellency Baumia. Now me compare ne results our Nyama party no over the they compare over the years. They all the presidential aspirants are ya maintain over and over yen said the nyama corner. I think say baby a party no a fresh blood. Somebody who was loved beyond the party. Obia Ghana for dono etra party ne so. Say dem di kaka no MPP nyina yesa. Yen call for nko a ene. Omo akukuduro egitum say omo ye MPP for. Omo wo eye omo fe omo de ho hom so omo ye MPP for eto abamaya. Yentimi win the next election. Eti ye hia obi a obetimi attracted to the floating voters. Na omo timi ato abamaya. Eti for me if I look at all the candidates, but I think Honorable Ken Ohene Japan stands tall. Among a woman name. The 2 mean Kwana in 2028.
And let us say Honorable Ken
political party Biano. Where's the stance? A 2 mean here.
Oh, yes.
2 mean now,
Biana, Adana Homa. Abusa Yana Richard Otia Boaji, MPP, Sweden branch chairman of Sweden. And what be no one so the sign yes Scandinavian countries, you know, caucus no one the sign chairman the MPP. Or no dia also another personal, you know, Ubedu Canada bay.
We bedrew 3 days ago.
Okay. 3 days ago I bedu Ghana Hano. Ono dia ordena soto from Otieti and Sama Amanone. Amount for Kafa MPP primary see one Sama Yen Ghana for Obetieti Yomubi the Omaka. Nipa oye the best choice. Honorable Kennedy on Hine Japan. Na wo kan obedi party n'anima. MPP ben and a wujidi se obetimi a presented the amamo. na modi akodi nkonim
MPP a ye nyina ye hwehwe MPP a na ye nim no eye yakono enti a be join MPP a na prepare wom MPP a na enkabo wom a na akono no eno na ye free say ono no ba na me tie interview bi honorable member for I think Kwakwatin for one of the Asante
Kwesi Kwatin
now, he made a very profound or make statement here. Mijiri say nipa be brand for my grand koso. Was say Ghana here distractor. Na me no mijiri mu no enye only Ghana but the party MPP. MPP ni bia o ka no krema ne ho no. Ejidi say the current status quo. Say the nyema tie o party mu ne no ompe. Eti empempenso a oman no wom no ane party no wom sesia no se esade etia no se yenyina ye mpede a ene na ye hia se ye be hyehyɛ no foforo na ye be hyehyɛ no foforo no mu no eno na me hu ne se ye hia obi o wa kokuduro a de wo ye no nya obetimi aka no kura si wanim se de wo ye ne nye na me no mama nyosem no me nimpanifo bebre akasa me nimpanifo bebre anantepen na me can on record say from Oman panyi dada me no ma betwa mu ko party mpanimfo regional chairman fo national chairman fo ma betwa mu a me manya akwanya no ma di nkomo pen no me hu obi a odo MPP e che honorable Kenda
sao
eno ntina emma bibi koso wo party ni mu na techema anase obi di dwuma bi wo party ni mu na se be ha party na obi ye bibi wo abontena se be ha party na emma na kuma no kosoro ema o kasa se de o kasa na ema ebi mu free say ne kasa ne to da etraso no he said when you are passionate about something
but then who say ade no mo de botia no me kra me na nka me amanyoni and me belonging to any of these parties and nka me taking lessons pa because parties no what can semana eboa party no towards general elections eye Samo ban 10 elections na parties na kwakoyi nsemo a wa wo kan ye no o maka akire wo se enye it's a big lesson to politicians
and no na ama because and ama MPP communication akofom is one of the reasons de bia me busa me ho say me fresh na for north one of our polling stations omoto our MPP pa ya abotan so enti se me kwa abotan so polling station na me gina ho as MPP ni na ya to aba na wie because minim say ye dey MPP die wo mu dos change die na salifu 11 anasa na aba Colin Dawda ni nkofu yi omo be fa ballot box no na omo di dwane na ta be fa ba na me de boba akutirim na me gisi ho na ye count na MPP wene na ye chime na ye de me kotum na se china bi me ba se me be di MP was na for north no mo ka kire me say wako prison aba MPP o wako prison aba into wo ya ma wo nyina bia you think they are being fair to me
What man fair
and that is exactly what the party
for your party
and that is exactly what the party is doing to honorable Ken now and for me that is one of the and only jinaya ba kuntia ama si jinaya say papa no
metanichi because when you so no so no ultimate call to the extreme
na nipa no
because a party in some adwuma am ye pass no be pious obeka akiro pass na me dey adwuma it is ameba na computer dum na we utum say obeto me say me de me ho efi beguragura table na say because me person me gina show no mo so na me morning show to me flow me torchlight to me flow but that doesn't also mean say me call to the extreme na me go can say media far way to don't you say beer
so
also call to the extreme
hold on no bro so we call to the extreme
sir
sanity say the level of oda I say broken heart ya ye kan wa say made ma me ni me made ma ya o say the osisi do nipa no the level a odo no tie no sa level na so ye bibi tia wa e hye eduro enti no say me kan no me nhia obi a odo party no e che papa no enti sanso no obi ye bibi tia papa no me ya me busa o papa no say oni me business bebre o Ghana
oh yeah
oni me ma bebre o Ghana oni me ma bebre o Ghana
yeah minimum kra wa kama yate
da ben na what se papa ni di atem ana oko e wo radio so enam ne ba obi ne na ekunti ana ne ba obi aye bibia tia ni nti ana se ne business a obi aye bibia tia ni nti da emre bia ye bete se ne buafu a wakasa ma na traso bia ye mra obi eye bibia tia MPP enti bi busa me ho se nipa na ye se ye nchera ne buafu no menti se wo ko ne ba bi ho da menti se ni business mu no enti ni business obi mu ni da ni business no anya transaction man nko wrong da menti se o de ho abufu abetena radio so kasa da na mu memre bi obekasa bia no a ebi pa ma dream na ebe free sa watra so bia no something that has gotten to do with MPP, and for me that is a big demonstration of odo a woma party no. It's the biggest demonstration of odo a woma party no. Sabi your mind o ma ba wi asekura no obi ka omo abonten a then sare obubu sisi afu no different based on akura no odo a woma no. Odoba pa mano mani nyina no se bibi si wona na ware ase ana se bibi si wona ni school man na kwantu mu a passion a wo de be ko ho ne se no be si akasa na e be different. And for me the level of abufu a wo de akasa no is a demonstration of said osisi party nifa.
Okay.
It's a measure of the passion and his love for the party. And say that me kan ye no so me come in the name of the party no. That's a party ni use santo kwako na amakoni de tia me a. Said the wow kan ye no. Obi be fa ne ho adwene. And so all the people that are going on that tangent for me are not being fair to the man.
Wow. Na yen show honorable Pariansa Ekebi be said the honorable Ken vibrant. Said they are all can same. Or your papa krana say, or you're ungrateful to him, or be expose you, or be demonstrate him one who say, or your papa be a mribi Ena ene wabe jina isumu na wode impane ewo wono. Enti ni nyuma ekra ye ken. Aden anko onso ni nyuma ekra on the two so. Fine, obo nyuma ni bidie but I said the okeka no kra no atraso amanfo atage say obo nyuma bebre nti obetima ba be man panyi obekreti nyuma. Sense am no wote ana eto say because I say o pa aden na anko show documentaries. Nanda the okay ni nyina na kwa church. Yes, e bi ewo there but a picture no painting say e bi kra e wo na enso e bi a it has been converted normally are there. What do you think about that?
Me busa wa obetinya abo papa na adwuma mienu e wo Ghana ha.
Oh, na adwuma mienu said me say udru your friend saying Ken City Ken City the TV channels were on the radio channels were the online channels near there were and na Ken City ho na nkasa no emsa ase ho ne nyuma ba ko na ni still we no ye na so me am de mani akotwe but no so wie aha oguso
enti no ukra unimu ne ukra bia nya ne da sorry watimi abobi o to so onyuma ho achi ye ne say ye ba ko say ye mienu enyuma ya obozi nye nipa no afom mo ye adwuma ho and for him who call electioner you speak to your strength.
Yeah.
Okay. Ni utimi. Ni dia ni nyuma. Me busa what me abobi o. Enti say obi free say ono so aye bia. Ono so e wo nyuma ono so abia. Sabi oka ye honorable Brian Champon. So ono so kan ne de. So ono so timi kire ne de. And the one maka no so ono so abia bi ono so nkan. For me the comparison is not neither here nor there. Wase me de me strength e ye nyuma. Mitimi bia nyuma fa nipa. Say nipa baako, say nipa mienu, say nipa miensa. Wa fa nipa adwuma. Eti at the end of the day no, say wo free say wo so abie aso afa nipa dodo a. Na wo so do de atudwa. Eti no for me eno ye argument I think enye ade e wo se yetwe ekoso bebre.
Ekoso bebre. But maybe say we yo. Okay, for you say maybe say this question. Yeah,
because say me kan nipa no or speak to the strength. It will also speak to our strength. At the end of the day, or can't so no. Say me busa we are no. What me abo back one say me no. And you know, say a year the workers a year 1,000 no, say year 2,000 no. Now business mono so no. Your partners. and na dwuma ye die no nyane nyina na even partners allow say ultimately to job. It is the people they all calling for documentary, you know. Sabi. Okojina baby a ebi onzo beti aka say oh mi weska. Enti obi so aka say mi weska no ofa ban statement efa be kire say ampa o weska. Dabi enye nyama nyina na in business no the partners are no mu ye adwuma no e ma ho kwai. So betimi dey atoja. And for taxation purposes and some of these things no. Ultimately declare nyama no nyina me ya documentary me say. For me it's established fact that the man is an entrepreneur. The man is a businessman. And everybody knows it, undisputed. And you know, there also many documentary or may you become for me it's not an argument.
Good, this honorable candidate to me the unity about MPP more because of Enra Menen Anakomia Ekasai. And I'm sorry the statement about Bontain. Statement they were calling on Honorable Kennedy say on Pacho because wakan say mafa Dr. Bangomia Hwa enye no kre. The awoken Honorable Kennedy ohine Japan say all fight at the money party no. Nensem okay de ebetietie nipa bi nan so. Na wo hye said their campaign na kwafa. Wojidi say obedi party then obetumi the unity at their bread party na motimi aka album.
Oh obetimi.
How?
Obetimi. Party no ohwe na bakwase mu a. We've been here before. Sa na mo baby a yedru pen. Say ye contest. Legon between Nanane Alan. I mean those days you know him they see. But you know the elephant is what we all worship. Or sono any ye nyina ye fapem. And I believe that so o emerge as the flag bearer 31st. And for me, baby a ojina no. Or ojina a unique position. I be ma aye mere ama onokra che ades no. Nana politicians wo he no ho. Eye tumi asemu. Tumi no kodi baby a obia tends to lean towards that side.
Okay.
You raba omia wo hui. Na oye vice president no. Ye onkophobia no mudi na chi a ene no onye vice president no mudi na chi.
Omuni na chi bia.
Sanso na honorable ken wo hui. Ene ya onye flag bearer of the party no. After 31st, inshallah, so obey vice president. Ya onkophobia no mudi na chi. Flag bearer. Ye onkophobia no mudi na chi na. Ubeko ni fie no, omune bedi kai. Eti enkamo mune de for me na kuma any odo a woma party nti no. Ye call election ya olosu ye. Nana MPs bebre a campaign ti ano na mo kaseti ano no. Bebre or mo street lights ko ye campaign. He reached out to them. Bebre was mo nyema. On say ne de na ko ye to say a passion and odo. Enti for him no after all said and done to come down and to forgive people. Enya de mano. Papa ne sa no. To come down and to forgive people. Enya de mano. And to me, I think that unity I can wasem ne can wasem. Say ya to ba wie na prepare ya ba. Ye obia ya ntinchim obia ansa. Na ye wi aba no na said presidential election committee say omudi omudwuma die ekoya de toasoa sa. Oboy omumachi dom. Na say be to aba ne be wie no. Prepare do lusu ye hu say no. Delegates na akasa. No winning ye hu say delegates na akasa. It will not even be difficult for the Olusu Yano to reach out say me can one me campaign.
Okay.
And said ye de bia okano. Me nya sure say omo mudi ba omiachi nko can really behind this party for election 2028. The same way and omo mudi kenachi nko cannot go on omo path to win the election 2028. Obia hear each other and all the contestants omo nyina anim. Contestants ni all the aspirants nim say ono na chidufo nko antimi ma ne meye president.
Yeah.
It will be nim say ohia obi. It in kabom ne de I believe that abaya kotwe say kose de ekoya na prepare your ba and kabom no will not be difficult for any of the aspirants. It will not be difficult for any of the aspirants.
Okay, neat 100.9 say afa no wa joining yen. Mo amoshe abel phone tenta o ma so ene mo amuti radio no so any other streaming platforms. I feel what you are yene ura your friend Richard Utia Boaje. Mua munim ne pa ye say or young people in my pa. Or ye chairman that was Sweden, Scandinavian countries and so or sign a ye chairman at the Macocosono, ever ho. Enti onona ene ye ne din komono. Ahead of a MPP 9 days. Na MPP for Kotuaba. Meme there bay na watche. Meme there bay na watche. Ena MPP for Koto Wamaba. Eti no ena yene eye Richard edun come. Where say Mark Jerry? Good evening. Okay, Richard have said it all. Kennedy is the people's choice. Where say Mark Jerry? We need a president. As a one, I'm message new. I was near home. Okay. President Ben Robert to blow cabinet. Me yes was say cabinet someone going to go. But one for the Indian so I'm also obi your president uncle kontokwa ewo cabinet. Inti minim ni Paul kana say.
Oh okay.
Inti. Ono so kra wan kire nipa kra all kanti. I think that is fine. All right. Where is the MPP? Whether Ken or any other person, tell the man in your studio that NDC is coming like Kakai in 2028. Okay, Martin. Where's the Jerry? Greet Richard for me. Okay, greet Richard. Where say Maria Bella or say I should greet you. Okay, but Richard. So far, what share a year mo party, New Patriotic Party. Mo defeat and after the defeat, more number one man on it. A normal course saying Edemamo shock, bang the munyaye, and the Moshe baby a party different baby a baby drew. And they say more common Makako Yimo flag bearer. Obi between Frank and the party. As I was saying, your professor Frimpom Boateng, then some okay, can you no pay? Amount for the can say mini be. Examine the akoso. It's a musamota man na.
Oh, last election course there. I mean, MPP ni bia or do party no. Na owa akuma ema party ni bia no. Ya dia wa mfana hongono so. And ya man on it. Some of us election bia no wa ya magana media chiri. Sa election we no. A shock Emma will be to be honest with you, sometimes Ujran Crani Mua, when you was in Yankani Muntin Cran. Ya, na ya wabon ten, you peer free and Crani Muka Crano, you who picture no differently.
Okay.
And the last election, almost 6 months in advance, that Enyema enkoye Emma party.
Emma party no.
However, the level of defeat, said a koye no, gravity of it na the man suni sakura. Say MPs for bet me at say every that number. About baby due to the extent say some consistencies are you lose dakra na bet me a jema man DC simple sano. Man susu and the shock na the shocku bia. However, empanimfo say ade ne bow saa no a enum nso na yesua de free enti no nipa bia no say wankọ ahokyire mu anaso wankọ ahohiahia mu a wontimi ntenase ensusu sa abraba a wobọ no enyema ekọ no bi achi anase bi nchi aye eba ne saa na it is the last election for me free say yakonya kese ma party no akonya ade amaye no say yetenase na yehwe enyema mu na yesese baby a party na ekọ ye ba amamuo mu a said ya amamuo sisi kọ because enfumso bebre a ekọ so amamuo a etwa mu wo last ema ye lusu last election no some enfumso ni bebre ekọ so in Akufo-Addo in Kufuor's government it me hu ni say adesua no party na sua bibi ye na mom atoso no ne de I would want to believe that se Ghana for dum ye na said amamuo yi koi a me susiye mu no nyama ya to kai na nche ne nsunsanso bɛbɔ Ghana for na yɛbɛhu black and white difference no a na sɛ 2028 ɔmo dom yɛ saa de yɛba aban mu a megiri sɛ part no nhyehyɛ yɛ mu no ne na disua a wasua from the two defeats a anya no mu no ne governance a yɛnya mu no ɛbɛyɛ different. It, for me, the last election for me is a big lesson for the party going forward, and it was also it came as a shock to all of us.
National executives. I'm on for one more performance at say.
So far so good, but not as expected. I say not as expected because and Pennyfor say to whom much is given,
much is expected. Yeah.
And me free say the current crop of executives omo benefit free. Adie bi ana koso a na nipa free say enye. Enu nti na omo benefit ya omo win elections. I'll give you a typical example. John Boadu wo ho no as a general secretary. A lot of the thinking was that na oye Nana Akufo-Addo darling boy. Enti no enyema bia e was wotimi sechere e kachere the presidency no ontimi enka. And I believe that one of idea ema olusu ye the election to the current general secretary. Enti no o benefit e bi te say reshuffling asama those days na e wo ho no mo a MPs bebre kra authority a say the finance minister
MP
yeah ka yan reshuffle ni nyini free ho no samre no na ye mu be free say e party and e wo aban enti sa aban ye bibi na senya e party na say timi sechere e ka kire no the perception there was that those crop of leadership na wo ho no they were Nana emofra enti no ye din mu o say o meka no kra kire no enti no eno na ma nipa no bebre no eto abati a those crop of leaderships na the current leadership ne bae o mutimi e benefit from that perception. Now me busa me ho say emretia wa na o mo bae no until we lost the election that mandate yenya ye no nti a ye to abama o no because o kwa abamu a mind you o kwa ababia mu a ye wo mandate nipa gina so to abama the past president Akufo-Addo ya free SHS or promising from 2008 nipa anto abama no it was there in the next election free SHS promise was still there 2016 Ghana for to abama no mo to abama no because na ye drum pempen so say Samre na wayo minsem yaba a photo me a vast branding a lot of corruption allegations within Mahama's government and late Mills government it Ghana for at that time felt that we needed somebody a perceived say or strong incorruptible and here that was the mandate. For me, personally, I feel that the mandate Ghana for Gina so to Abama Akufo-Addo in 2016, that more no was because of corruption fight. The same way, na me who the current executives of the party no mandate Gina so to Abama was to come and be bold and speak truth to power. For that, I didn't see.
Okay.
That's why I use the word so far so good in the management of the party. Party adwuma die emu kobra ye to party yesiesie fie yantra trenkrata sanyema no de so far I can't complain much but the mandate for me I gina so to abama wo mu to be bold and speak truth to power na enyema bia na ekoso wa aban mu one or two bia ye free say party betimi agina akoma party ma no for me man
moment me an enti obika so mu change o ma ono be adwen
and such a idea also be bumpa.
Oh, okay.
I also be bumpa. Because for me, it's as simple as that. Political party, existed because of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And one of Fapim and also Trump card kesiye and it's a wafa party every opposition and then about bemo me did say general secretary chairman organizer mo ho nyina say wa bemu and as opposition and omo de call abemu a omo koye campaign for their re-election omo meka say ye ne ko ye de mu free opposition e ba abemu it is the same way near wa abemu na mo na mu gina na mo de akọ opposition for me that also becomes a dear obi kasa no ntino e wo se sesamu a wo sa wo kra wo gina so
would tum say it so
because no fair free so and na de aba form.
But what is the difference munuanom NDC for instance general secretary ore say don get in 2016 elections ono na no chief scribe general secretary then edema party omo lose poto abakwasem na ebi nsi da ba party ni nya ni mugidie se on ba be national chairman wa be national chairman or the party na be wini abakwasem ebi nsi da eno so
Nana, NDC, NMPP, a two different political party.
Okay.
Nobody here fear you know. Essay will be fear. The tradition, which is the biggest tradition, the longest tradition even within West Africa, that is the UGCC UP tradition. Abeka baby aye dream. Ultimate fa NDC into toho. Mibusa wasembi. Can you make ubeti ya nemu 3 persons omo NDC mo?
Yeah.
Enye NDC na amu ma ye nipa omo ye. That's the way I'm Ghana for adwin course.
Say you through the political party no and woma yes but who said there is this perception yes MPP for yes so mo ye business people.
O ma me you question na no. Ba MPP mu no. Me ka say bonipa 10 no mo di omo ho omo ye nipa omo ye ansa no ba NDC MPP mu a obetimi am.
Yeah, that one is clear.
So it tells you that the constituents nipa we NDC mu no any nipa we MPP mu no enye pe. And that is why about conference resolution say entawantawaba party mu na yesiesie.
Yeah.
Who say NDC dey no easy because many of the people who are party ni mu no party no and amu madrum pempe so
baby so madu.
Enti party ne kasa
immediately so tie.
But MPP mu no
and this
sabi constituency mu kura no chama kasa na akura bi tie chire ho na wo kana adwene. If we say we the free party ni mu a
obeko
or the no dada. Enti those the political parties ni mienu no nya pe. Enti ye mu nsam no sometimes a more for your argument no ya na NPDC ye ni say enti enye ni say ya. What is to ho enfa. And the NDC can choose to maintain a general secretary, make him a chairman, whether they perform or they don't perform. How the dynamics is in the party is different. And so for us, your party no, your bakwasem, and your BBR no, different. And that is why I intimate you want to NDC.
Na ye can currently we share JDM amemua eko na okay bibi say normal one time bi. But then we share indicators are looking good.
Oh, what compare indicators not to the first term of Akufo-Addo? What compare indicators not to the first term of Kufuor? I mean the goodwill coming from Ghanaians. Say abanyaba fufuo. Okay, tighten your bet.
Aye.
Ghana for you
my better than
can you hoyan tighten you now be
say yeah we have
over 6 years after 6 years no be cast tighten go be buani bi. Enti dia cost we no enye nwanwa. To some of us enye nwanwa. I ask me
John Mahama so legacy o.
Me busa me hu. NDC ba meriti away. Oka na akosi gold board. E die pa no maye. And now policy and programs be pa no mo dia ba a o maye. Entia enka ma economy no no sika no adrum pempenso a adru no. You know, city some of us me finance kakra.
Okay.
Me financial mathematics kakra. They are fundamentals, they are basics. It's not for any reason cry na bibi to say corruption. Yeah, the perception index na you know. Perception a drive economy and all those things. Abai samba emujidie enimu nyama ni nyina no. But all those things lose with time. Now for the first time, sabi ye frame krase. Minti bi da say obi a wo kari koko kra cha ka je sika ni hoda wo. And so enen na ekoso Ghana.
Kwekwe Akwafo do maninje yaka already so achiro Kwekwe Akwafo do
for the first time
because womansanka
for the first time a lot of nurses and teachers omachira dia ye adwuma for over 10 months in yentua bika. But Abano is still enjoying his 1 year grace period and his honeymoon into Yankani Bibri. But I'm telling you, me catch that was a mirror no beko, a beba. Say, Yama beko say, ya, says Canano be pompe to stabilize the city. Say, the beya, I say, you go and this MPP and Numasia. All this and Yama was a binding yenina betosini. Nagana for Nivasasia wine, and they will begin to see the truth. And I tell you, as a matter of time.
Okay.
Eyamre. Amamu onu bibi sunku bi ankosu omu. Police and program papa bi ankosu omu.
Oh yes, sure. Bank of Ghana governor and some waka chile. And they are all here for the economy intervention. And so we can go to not necessarily gold, but gold for reserve program here. 1 more year being driven by gold board.
Gold-driven economy was MPP's idea. Gold-driven economy using the gold to back the currency, to back fuel purchase, and all these line of thought. And was MPP's a brainchild. Etino, nam as a strong bay. Ayan twaso na no mo twaso enye ma papa bia ye gu ho no a mo bai no mo hu se ade we ye no mo to bi so. But like I said, the perception na wo ho any honeymoon na John Dramani His Excellency in administration here join there and no dey anya strong kokra aba bi anya bi o akofo ado nya bi atamas nya bi kufuo nya bi enti yema ye ho mre na ye hwe.
Okay.
A kwano sase se tutu a teacher fo ne kirade ya na katua ni nyama ya kokofo ne career na afe entumu no ma na sesika ni nyama ya eho na Ghana fo be shase e de nyama bi atoto enyama bi ho
na se amane sai
ya mom pa say man sa
a two-way traffic
ya mom pa say man sa
amane sa na fe na candidate wo pe no nso aba be di MPP ani. Me
say your mom pie say man sir. But omani ye nyina ayepe. But for me, say the obusa no candidate abi person abi the MPP anymore. MPP ni NDC what tradition. NDC entimi nyan try MPP. It can happen. They can do their best, and that is what we all wish for them, but their best will not even be the better of MPP. Entiment try MPP so. There is no way e be see.
Said ya 1 more year no.
Said the omo ye ne the omo be ye. E betimi atra MPP. Ni e betimi aye so. E be see.
But how is it like more Ghana for more amanone? Comparatively, well, Moody Sikaba, or remittances, ye no ani ye tavreta from kakra o me no mo. Mobile investments near the wa. See at saying 1 year on at the saying.
Oh, me only say be answer science. If we are sana kasana globally, you know, nipa adwene eno mu nsusuye no esesa. Said na ye susu no na sabi ya papa no ne ofa mo no wa control mo no mo ba omo ne ye ene omo behavior no me free say no free say asesa bebre e Ghana no uhia boga uhu na no ho say
yeah boga ne
but then obetimi no obi atra trotro mu
Ghana nim say o free play mu see yeah ne
nti nipa adwene e wo nyema bi ho ene nyema bi ho no asesa enkane no say na nipa adwene fa esemi ye japade we esemi sifie esemi ye we ni enya bebre no esa enti no eno na ma hu ebia sika nipa de ba fie ne ya omudi di no esesa again like I said globally no there are a lot of people omutu kwaya now no they are beginning to feel at home where they are enti no enya chen manipa bebre said their first no say e was a me force ye bibi and am tuko fie kwota no obi won no mo a munya tukwan no a omutimi ne omabusua ni nyina chekere wo ho no mo omo dachi se ho ne.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, when they say remittances, for me, I think Bank of Ghana can speak best to it. But I still think that Ghana for Sika, the bag Ghana, the bab, said they're no more the banana. Nebia, ne do mono nebia
Swati, yeah.
If we say, thank me the $50 bar, nebia a 100 cities, and then $50 bar, a be a 50 cities.
Yeah.
It do back as a swati, but to me, $50 lanam diaba. Into me, media, and Sasama.
Oh, okay.
But what would you do? And that's a salmon.
I love that. That's what we did.
Why would you do that?
Anyway, it's so far. Still back to your party. 9 days ahead. And then I'll show him says a party. No, yeah. Now, what's your endorsement? And Nipebia Yama candidates in the teacher, Dr. Baumia. Oh, former MPs. Endorsement. So, 1 more years, 1 more gym. It's would say, what choose Honorable Kennedy in Japan. Who influence and so because we didn't pay him ewo okokos no origin mo e ka origin na baby a we ye your friend is chairman no we need the baby in common what may ba ni bi send e ko influence be na wo dey ma na bibi sa ne so koso no mbomo ehu
oh dabi the mo hu kra abade we MP a wa ba ye ba ko
yeah
say the delegate bi a owo sabi asnafo no Sankore e kra bi ase also abaye back. Enti endorsement no said the okay no nipa ni mu dru aye no and a chain influencer but endorsement and translate it into victory.
Okay.
Abakwasam wo ho honorable John Bodu asema making yenya 15 regional chairman out of 16 and also no
yeah
and so kwa abako lusu and the endorsement there sometimes one way and no crown a recipe for disaster because the tiane say said the nipa wa endorse no adofo nyina edi wachi no sanso na tamfo nyina no na nkomo pe wa asem crown na ahwa no moko atia it sometimes depending on nipa endorse no you have to even be very careful and that is why for me I think that the DMB campaign in this election, problem kakra wo. Problem kakra wo mu ne say. Abaye ye kotu ye. It's a fact. And His Excellency Baumia kraji tum. Say eye apart inti na ma ye lusu ye. Eye party ma anasa party adofo a bibinti
omankoto
aba. Na mibusa me ho say me a man kwa bemu me a mandi chairman me a mandi minister me a minye MP edie pa na metimi aye ama obi bubefu se no nti wonkoto aba because manye minister manye deputy minister manye CEO manye hwe osrem bibi na manye amana ne bu obefu nti wonkoto aba na ne sei Nemom, why we a minister? Why now we a MP? Ali pani free set and now no kokromoti suntin and wanya dibiano. E ye mom na wasra wade na wa nyama na. Ne bubetimi afisa won kotwaba. Nti a party ba ya. Mifjiri sa dodo na free omo ko aban mu. Okay. Eto omo ko aban mu no, omo no mo ho aye ahiun. Anti e ma party ba ye. Nti sa sani pa no endorse wa. For me it is more disadvantage to campaign than even why. Because if I no kwa bemu no ono akoso party no. Ono no your coordinator, our region be now your coordinator, our constituency be. Ono no one here that our honomo. And that is one problem I be who no DMB campaign anymore.
Okay.
Almost across nationally, internationally, many of their leaders, many of the coordinators, Henry Anoma, omunya opportunity serve wa bemu. Eyo mo anso no mo ne ye e no mo suban e ma manfo bufu yo man kokoto aba. It for me those endorsements from those people are more a kutia o campaign kra che se e boa o campaign e kwa anim.
Okay.
Enti anye yehu.
All right.
Na me so anye me hu kra.
Okay. Higher need 100 na juma de e fede. Torchlight Ebrenadu also free. Na wone e Sweden branch chairman at the New Patriotic Party. endi enkomo ne sama waka the candidate or support to honorable Kennedy on here Japan na bibisa say one growth on way influence you actually Charlie Wube
oh you go so
number one now waka so
you trabebre
oh sir
bebre enya yanko for nko
okay
influence
okay
regional and national
esa
na fofo the party that yacho
yeah
from Osnafo North communication to research because we dey na branch ni ho me ana me ko share branch na
party no why you wait pa
yeah the party that yache enti no ya kasa bi muso tie
okay
ya wa chitafo ne ya odom so ya wa adofo so enti egu so
0302257902 0302257902 and 0302243540 0302243540 Torchlight Sunday would need 100.9 MPP 9 days aka nanu nkron no mo koto aba emu nkomo na yedie beba tomajo
champion Macberry
yeah amakweti o
anyime ya na account
council
na yes student chairman na o fi ono so me mo na papa na pa wakate MPP delegate the American of Nigeria they will na me pote who ye MPP delegate now party to me any happen 2028 year Jimmy Kennedy appointed at the phone the only politician on the bottom musica Africa Center yes $6 million and or the check on my Ghana one fan to the Busia one fan to the Chrome for one fan to the Mac or the check on my Ghana and not a home pastor at the court of mine conference.
Okay, meda se ma me fa do di hwem. Me ba cho majo. Yes, sir. We any baby okasa free. Good evening.
I'm Pacho chairman of Sweden.
I ofri Sweden ya owa ha. Richard Oti Abwaje.
Aha. That's it. If Pacho let me say chairman or support to or in Japan.
Yes, sir. Now one more deal within here. Why?
My choice friend is Christian.
Okay.
Yes. The friend Adenta.
Okay.
Chairman the Casano, yes. But the how can it say I don't could be on her. You said 2 years because so say NDC, the Bibia Ayabasa. But never know the next year from the Japan. No, Casa say it's too early to judge. And he said, I know Casa Bibia and Koye cry. I say, okay, some about a Vieno. What the Asama Beneji or the Tiga. In the
Bonso me dan say, Mamefa di ono so edi high. Mebacho, Mewajo.
Bacho, good evening, Honorable Major.
Yes, I tell.
Mebacho, bright near because of free Abuso kind.
Yo.
Mami Bo Abaso, any Ejumason out here at the board of my Ghana. Mincha, your original chairman, Honorable Ashimo, any Honorable Madi Jibri, any Honorable Courage, Makafi, no Nepeku, or TDC, any Honorable Alaji Yakodo, charge of operation. Man, or Casa Bibri, wire campaign, Eddie Amani candidate, delegate into Abamon. Me, and this lady, yeah, the bonfire say, I'm will let you now on better to next week Saturday, no, as enjoy ever back. Na bibia de obewi ni no because enim se candidate dia o mo de ba dia no enya dia 2028 on betimi win election because of excellent John Dramani Mahama any vice president Mami na Opoko Agyeman any honorable Sami Jemfimo honorable Atufo Semunyo papa omokoso eye de boa se o man Ghana ebeto mponti no 2028 no Ghana for better Kotoaba ama NDC as
Okay.
I would do minor ama in na ye want to.
Medan say nobody on the about. Mepacho do ha majo.
Mark Jerry,
Yes, I am going.
we EG Ekasa Frita Boralaji. Minchia Honorable Samijefi. Minchia Chama, Sweden Chama, or Tisti Alajuri. Em say we didn't come off fe. Atu bi sa na NDC san we dia na odi nam na say yes ni ya adwene kakra. Cause we say MPP kuru da MPP ho ne Ghana for no. This say be about 2040 and sa ekuru na ewu. Minim say na magye o kai set tin na ekuru bi wo a etu a etimission ho na ebon kankan.
Kisikuro.
Aha. And the boy NPP now one day. Mbe mia ansana. Say ekuru na ewu ma omwen obi a say be obedi partner nim. Because o share nema amude agu na nde o ka say NDC nyehwe 1 year NDC nyehwe ya. Na say mama o ya asem komo no. Inya ya support na mkere pon na ye nto aba ne bi. But o say ye support the nya we candidate oba. Ebetumi agi party na sa opposition bebre.
Medas beba to don ha majo.
Margeli melare drop boye. Sanamu akuni. Magemeto asem so mesre MPP delegate say yesterday ebayi na wotwe a ye beto aba no o ye MPP delegate afato so tie de Ghana for eka me the form FA we can dey accomplish the phone mebu dem faka medi o man MPP anim MPP party no because papa ni nyima o pie wa Ghana ha na bada ya owo kema Ghana mebu akoka Lebanon ni yo minister wa ni yo vice president wa ni yo mampanyi owo manim na fi okay dey accomplish the phone to muska ko fa sa mebu we efi Lebanon eba Ghana ha mo mbeka wa ofo nsa papa do ne man awo papa ma ne man and the MPP yempia papa no ko wi akofo abenya kase no no ofo o minister no emie bi me ne Ghana enya bi nya na Ghana mebu etu ale je dwo ha yen kwa ko amono ne enko bre ko papa dwo we bi Ghana ha no
Okay.
mi nya bi dia but wo tie adansa ma fodo papa no wa papa de ewa abadai ewa ne man Ghana pa nya menka ho
Medas ehana yede eya afre ni nyina esi wa wo frɛ bia no yeda ase. Chairman, Sweden chairman Richard Oti Abuaje. Richard, then I'll catch up before muti on anwumre.
Asempa yetia.
Okay.
Dedi ka message ya omu nyina to bi na ya wo hye ye nyina ya ho well. I mean mpa na yesre rade say odi adom no bedom ye. Na obi kra ye nyina mu na abeda ye nimi so one my asumdue ene abambo said ye be ya ye be wie no party no e be free adumu akwa adumu na de enyina ya hwehwe no abamu de toso biem say aba da party anim ni de mesre party ba bia obi hu ni say make for the party. It's a make, like I said, say no party ne fapim and now party ni gina ye ni party no direction be call in the next election.
Yeah.
Igina ni pa ye be ye no. Na utie the Ghana for kan, utie the form for kan. Any baby are free, any baby about be drew. Enye ma akoso any message a ekuta honorable Ken. Me busa me won say problem kese be pa na wo Ghana mu sisia. Unemployment. No kwasem e wo mu so ne say when you are in opposition ade a wo a esombo the message of hope. So wo many pa gidie no a wo de many pa no edu ba bia se wo betimi ayo se wo ntimi nyo akonya wo se wo betimi a se nipa bo ana se wo betimi amagidie eno na wo opposition a your biggest weapon. Owe honorable Ken any gidie a Ghana for woni mu a be free say he is the candidate a ekono obetimi ama na ye mmere ama ye 2028. The entire Mekasa nyina the message of hope Meka ho asem no. Oh, His Excellency Bawumia is a fine gentleman. But for the fact so what serve wa bemu na enyema bi or promise ye no antimi ankoso saa with regards to the city stabilization and all of that no. Den kakrama no to give that message of hope to Ghanaian. Because oka sa obeji edio sa wonyi ni o asem foforo. Because wakapen waba bemu so pen. But enne ye fancy ga honorable Bawumia ma bemu da. And I said ye nimu no ene ne economic prowess ene ni nim die wo economics mu no baby a cedi ya baba be drui kra 10 to the dollar obe promise Ghana for say me ba metimi dey do 5 wa me wo rehye sanka nipa bi beji adi me wa but wa ba ba mu penti no and now kase obetimi amana gina 10 wa akora na me nya sure say nipa beji adi wo Ghana ha it that message of hope no for me a demand so obetimi dey ama Ghanaians as a party in opposition, somebody that cannot give that message of hope or that message of promise on some of these enyema nipa gina so to about say economy, employment and sanyema nyema no. It makes the candidature no, the flag bearership no a bit difficult for MPP in winning the 2028 election.
Okay.
Honorable Ken eni sanyema ya making. Jidie wonimu say otimi bia adwuma e wo ho. Jidie wonimu say wo ye de anya otimi sekere ka kire e wo ho. Jidie wonimu say oye nipa wo de prepepe ye adwuma. Jidie wonimu say o wotima ma nipa. Jidie wonimu say ohun say obi ko ahohiehie mu a oye obi opese wo yiri fini free mu. But with all of this jidie wonimu no na won sa ma ba mu da no sa betimi e that message of hope ama Ghanaians no. It makes the candidature no mere ema yen party ma say ye beton no
go to Maton 2028. Okay.
It ya desade ene ye de ma asi ahene ne atu ahene fo e wo party ni mu say omon dom ye na omon ma tumi a ye pe ne 2028 no ne pe no enye mere ma ye na omon to abano ma Honorable Ken eti delegates in
all right, you're Richard Otiabwa, GMPP Sweden branch and Wokoye Scandinavian countries now caucus no no your MPP chairman and on the bed fear ha ababeche and bobere actually MPP elections so nyame adoma 31st no said the say eko any nipa wo to say et say odi eyenkunimo no na ye no edi nkomo enne na yaka MPP aseme eye yaw owusu Swansea ono so ye menyonko pa o ye MPP ne mapa ofo ase ayire bi na odi ne nkwi yawusu Swansea ahwere ne maame eye Mrs Gladys a champion Swansea Mrs Gladys a champion Swansea one more eye 1 week observation no ewo eye etwere so achem etwere so ewo eye ofo ase ayire bi mensine ne mo eho na odi no 1 week weekend ye me da nyame adoma odi the 1 week no ewo eye ofuase ayirebia ye achem etreso so ya osu Swansea woni abusuafo ni nyina ya mamohyeden ye ni date ni so du anu aka ye na ya ba beta we chief fefe abusuan ha na ye de dwuma de ye de isi woni 100.9 na ye ko na ochina anopa wow. Ochina nopa yebeshia ewo Ghana muntie so. Na we say join our wake ups, wake ups. Hey, what you say? A man na bobotire no. A man na mopese musua etirebo. Opese musua etirebo. Etirebo ine wo kwaso de nom ne ade ase de omudi diska ho. UK ni ade amanfo di discuss etu pese wusua etirebo obenya certificate obenya t-shirt a obehye obenya starter kits ebeboa ma bibia koyi emesrew bomoden se nei mentenatena ho sanudwuma de emfa ni agro fre 0243 551054 0243 551054 we a filters unisex saloon. Filters unisex saloon. One must open say wusua etrebo. Sika betu ya fie bi. And when I say obetro number. One more malam. Okroko. Ekwa na obi hu omo. Fred 0243 551054. No ma bebre na ka ho a. Omo de beboa. Etrebo style bia wig bia pesa wo ye bia. One betro na bibia etime akoye. Me sorry na DJ Toxic take over. Nyame ya adomo a ye no be shi ochina Ghana muntie so. Me dey the Mark Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN. Okokoko Francis ye studio assistant and ne me prodigal producer your friend Pius. Obeta wechi ewa. We dey say that Dr. Faradixon na executive producer and general manager Kennedy Asante Asante say Esquire ono so kan ubi. One more na ehwe manage hihye no ama ede emame. Ochina nonum epemu a yebehia wo Ghana muntie so. Yeko DJ Toxic take over.